Yo, 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 what up? No. It's your boy, Scrappy the Belt Guy. I hope you guys are ready for an action packed, wow, that's a hot mic, edition of BCU. I was gone for a week, so I'm a little fired up, maybe. Well, we'll see. It might just be the sugar and the bundt cake, but I hope you guys are ready. The debauchery begins now, belt collectors. Unite! Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Glad to be back in the studio hanging with y'all. We are in full effect here, trying to get some things rolling, trying to get stuff shared over to the J-Dubs page. I'm trying to, let's see here. It's not working, but I was trying. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now, if you're on the J-Dubs page, you should be able to catch the mix. Okay, so we're all over the place, guys. We're on the J-Dub Belts page. We're on the Studio 57 radio page. We're on the YouTube channel. We're on all kinds of different platforms. Wherever you get your podcast, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, all that stuff. Also, Studio57Radio.com. So we're all over the place, many options for you. So without messing around, I'm just gonna put this out here for you. The text line, man, I'm all over the place today. Text line is available to you as well. 313-307-5340. Tim, I'll let me hook you up here with the. I thought I gave you that number. So we got as things come in here, man. Of course. Okay, let me put this out here. We've got a guest today, and he's already thought we already had the number situation taken care of. There we go. So got the hotline out there for him. Totally different line. Got a special guest coming on, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We've got the debauchery in the hobby per usual, and of course, there's been we got the WWE pay-per-view. If you call it that. It felt like a episode of Raw. They just kind of extended. So all those topics are available if you want to get in on it. Also, there was a WWE shop sale, and there's going to be another one, guys. You know how this thing works, right? So following a pay-per-view probably, or right before a pay-per-view. But everybody's all excited about potential new unveiling of some new belts coming and whatever. I'm going to tell you how all that ties together if it's not obvious for you as well today. But we're going to kick it off with the usual debauchery. We've got there's so many makers out there now. They're coming from every angle all over the place. It's insane. I've never seen anything quite like it. And I guess I can't say that. It just seems like now more since maybe because we do the podcast, it just seems like there's a whole lot of stuff going on. So I kind of like, I don't know what to say. It's like it's one of those things. Thanks for sharing, Juan. Mike, nice having you in here. Appreciate you. Yeah, Tigers actually won again. We can't believe it. All right, guys. Of course, the social media is there for you as well. Anyway. These makers are coming from everywhere, and like we already talked about this with like Bingo and some of these other companies out here. They're stealing pictures and of other cat stuff and putting it out there as their own. And with the Bingo thing, it was at least you had some protection through eBay, right? Like if you got something that didn't match the picture, you could simply just say it's not authentic, it's not as advertised, and really, to be honest with you, reach out to the maker and tell them you're going to do that. They'll probably make it right, and you'll end up with a crappy belt, hopefully a better belt or a refund, and you won't have to go through all that. But if you do go through all that, you're still going to get your money back. So at least there's something there with eBay where there's some kind of, but through Facebook, there's like no kind of protection or any kind of way to, any kind of consequence per se for the cat scamming. So, and now you're seeing, the makers going, hey, that's my belt, and they're calling out scammers. So you don't even know. It's like it's maker on maker crime, and it's been pretty wild out there. Lately, like Wild Wild West style. So Matthew's got his hands full. We'll just say that, and we'll see what goes on there. All right, we got Tim on board. He's going to be coming up here in the second half of the show. We also got the WWE sales stuff. So there's a little something with those belts too, and we'll talk about that. But I would suggest you guys, while you're out there doing your thing, to just rock with the known names. Just understand timelines are stretched out a lot longer right now. I mean, I can vouch for that. You guys know, anybody that's dealing with me knows that it's hard to keep up. And so I've been talking to a lot of customers, potential customers, and they're all cool with it, but they understand the 90-day moratorium where I'm not taking orders so that we can get caught up for everybody else, and they all get it, and it's cool. So it does seem like there's a lot of level head, common sense kind of being played out in the hobby, but there's so many new cats that come in. It seems like every single day, and so there's always these new victims, so to speak. So it's like this is going to be a never-ending thing for us here at the show. So I'm going to dig a little bit more into some of them because I've seen a couple of them out there, and I'm going to get all the information. We're going to start calling them out, and maybe they'll be the next victim on the list. To be honest with you, I really want to start plucking these guys out and kind of showing them for what they are. Because I keep all the emails, and I prefer to conversate that way when it comes to business, because then everything's in writing and there's no arguing what's what and who's who and where's where, because it's all in black and white, so to speak. So that's why I kind of do. So I keep all that stuff. I screenshot things if I have to. People send me stuff, which is good. If you guys see stuff out there, send it. Go to the BCU group and share it. So people can see what's going on out there. It's not a bash session in there, but if people are aware that it's out there and that they're doing things that are considered red flag, then it's got to be put out there, so people understand. So by all means, go into any group that and share that information, and as well, because it's vital to the hobby kind of policing itself, because Dan the man is not going to police it himself as hard as he tries. Okay, so, and we're going to get into him a little bit, but not really, because I don't know if you guys heard the whole Tessa Blanchard holding the TNA, the Impact Championship, hostage. I don't know what your takes on that. But I'm going to tell you, she did some videos, like some promo stuff, like from home when the stuff first took hold, and she had one of the more low-end bootleg versions of that championship, like on her, like in the backdrop, like, or on the table in front of her, or something like that, or on the couch, or it was something like over her shoulder, and it was just not a good rendition of the it was an obvious low-end bootleg championship. So she has one, obviously a low-end bootleg. Now I got news for you, news flash. The Impact Championships are Pakistan made, as well as the TNA belt that they brought back. That's not the original TNA belt. They don't have it. They had to get one made in Pakistan. So, and that's fine, but we break down the fourth wall here on this show sometimes, and that's what this is. I mean, let's not get it twisted. A good portion of all your makers, whether they're American or not, are getting their plates overseas. It's you can get a good quality now more and more nowadays, with a lower price point more and more nowadays. When you get into like classic shields and all that stuff, you're still playing a high price point. The but you're getting a higher quality. But once again, it's just a Pakistan company. It's just another overseas maker that just has a an $80,000 CNC machine that makes your plates for you, and then they get that money and they charge you $1,200 for something that they pay pennies on the dollar for, and they make a fortune because of how far that money goes over there, overseas. So those guys live high off the hog when making those big money belts. So and so that's how these other cats make it, right? Because they do bulk deals and they do whatever they can to get the prices down and work stuff out, and then you get it here and you almost, like, I can't make the stuff for a lot of the prices that you can get overseas material belts for. So that becomes problematic for me in some cases where certain, my lower level belts and my mid level belts all do well, but like the super high end belts, they don't do as well because realistically, if you're paying for the trust factor, you're paying for better leather, you're paying for a more meticulous process here, but essentially they can do the same thing for a significantly lower cost. So and that's hard to compete with sometimes. So you have to make up for it in different ways. So but yeah, to me, to hold a overseas belt, a $300 belt, because that's all they did. They went and got another Impact. They actually made it gold, which I like a lot better. It looks a lot better. And they spent about $350 on that belt overseas from a maker, and that's it. So $150,000 is not a reasonable ransom for that belt in any way, expecting to get it, and this not to be backlash. So for me, it feels like hey, Impact, you owe me money and you want me to do shit for you, but you haven't paid me. So I don't know that's the case, but if I had to guess, that's where I would go with it. Because why would you think that that belt was ever worth $150,000 in any way, shape, or form? It's either that or a complete made-up kayfabe bullshit. So I don't know. Your take might be a little different than mine, but that's kind of the way I see that playing out. We'll see, and we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. But you get into the whole, belt news and making belts and where do they come from and what's going on, and the shop belts are getting better for all you WWE fans. There was a flash sale. I don't even want to call it a flash sale. They did a Black Friday in July type sale, and so they had a bunch of stuff, clearanced out at like 50%. So we went all in, and we were able to get a couple of things there. So you'll see there's two there. There's two. So we got a couple that we're going to show off, but. We talked about the new version of the U.S. title and how it was made and how it was hollowed. The replica was hollowed, and so I was as you say, I'm sorry, there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Got text. I got all kinds of stuff coming in here. All right, guys, we'll get to that because we still got our guest coming up here a little bit, and I'll get to that in 1 second. But yeah, the way I'll explain when we pull this thing apart. But that's not the only belt that has got that going for it, as far as they hollowed it out and made it. Their new logo belts and stuff like that, I have to believe are like that. And one of these belts here that we have got is like that. And I can tell right away because of the sheer size compared to the weight. And so, though they look really great and they show awesome, and I'm not knocking them, they do things in different ways to save money and put these things out here affordable, quote unquote affordable. And so there's that. So anyway. So yeah, I went to WWE shop and I dropped we got a couple belts. They were 70% off, got out for, or 50% off, got out for a great great deal. It's pretty obvious, what belts and when a sale is going to be, guys. Next time you're looking and thinking about doing something on the shop, always look right around pay-per-view time. And you'll notice sometimes they'll do it one of two different ways. They will kind of tip their hand by all of a sudden a particular title goes on sale, you know, more than like the others, right? They'll say up to 40% off, and most of the titles will be like 20% off, and all of a sudden this one title will be like 45% off, whatever it is, and you'd be like, whoa, that one's, and so they kind of tip their hand that there's going to be a new one coming. So, and then vice versa. If there has been no sale, there has been no sign, you can damn well guarantee that there'll be a sale after the new one comes, because the new one will be on the shop and the old one will be, in the obsolete category, and they will fire sale on that. Hence, our ability to get what we got going on here. So I'm actually looking forward to it for no other reason as if they do the new SmackDown tags, that I would imagine that belt would go on sale cheap. Same thing, it's kind of like taking advantage of the Ring of Honor thing, right? Ring of Honor was getting some belts that they weren't happy with, and so they changed makers, and they got a whole new line of replicas, so now they got to off these other ones dirt cheap, and they're out there for they were out there for a great price. And even on the resale market, they haven't, cats haven't marked them up too much, basically enough to cover shipping and a couple bucks in your pocket. So it's not horrible, as far as, but once again, you only can put, mark those things up so much. So yeah, check those out. Always be smart when you're out shopping and looking for stuff, and don't play around. I think if you want a WWE product, they have those kinds of sales, those kinds of things. The secondary market, there's plenty of opportunities out there to get an authentic replica and not even mess with a bootleg when it comes to a WWE product. Now, there's so many other cool belts out there that are just not available on the regular market, so the secondary market or the bootleg market are your only options. And so there's some really good makers out there. Like I said, the guys that, people trash bootleggers, and it gets a bad name, but that bootlegging doesn't necessarily have anything to do with quality. I mean, in this particular case, it can, absolutely, but I think not in every case. You have lots of quality makers out there that just happen to, make their bread and butter off, replicating licensed products in a country where they can't really be affected legally. So, yeah, it's a moneymaker, I'm from the streets, dude. We would run that game all day long. Okay, so I get it, but it makes it tough for everybody to kind of discern, good from the bad, quality from unquality, trustworthy from not. Just a lot going on there to absorb. So be smart about it, and don't watch for the red flags and stay away from that. So speaking of red flags, we've had them all over the place in the past, and we've dealt with bingo, directly. And I've got another one that we're dealing with right now. Of course, championship belts. They have changed over to legacy belts. You've seen them out there, so I'm not sure what's up with all of that. If you get something, we've proven already on the show with the Gift of the Gods title that if they have something in stock, it ships fairly quick. But communication's still not that good. You still have to kind of pry at them and poke them to get that damn thing shipped. And then, and we're dealing with another belt, a little bit more detail. We're asking for a little bit more quality. We want better materials. We're asking for a little bit more, and it needs to be made. So the experience has been, different. It's been even more different than our first one, which wasn't great. So we'll see how this all plays out. But I have gotten some progress pictures, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But I've got 45 or so emails back and forth, just trying to get some communication. So these are the things that bother people, and and regardless of what kind of product that we get or when we get it or what's going on, communication will be a negative check mark on legacy belts, championship belts, whatever you see them as. And I'll drop the maker's name and all that as well. That's behind the scene once we get things rolling. But it's just that's the way it is. And with Bingo, at least Shad and his crew did what they needed to do, right? Like they changed all the pictures, the stuff that's theirs. The price point is in the pictures are accurate. Communication was fair the first time around, and we talked about all those things, what he needs to do to change that, and gave him another chance to improve. And we're going to talk more about that probably next week. So next week will be action-packed too, as far as we got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to get into on that front. So so hang tight for that. But next week we're going to be on Monday. So that's like the big change. Got some family stuff going on, and we're going to do family and have a good family Sunday. So I don't want to commit and be late or not be able to pull it off or something like that. So we're just going to do the same time, same bat time, same bat channel, just a different day. We're going to do it Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time next week. And we're going to break all that down. We're going to look at. We got another belt we're going to look at. We're going to have some fun with it, and hopefully the debauchery has died down a little bit when it comes to all that the crazy stuff in the hobby. So once again, take care of yourself, be smart, all that good stuff. Okay, here we go. Let me get into a couple of texts. Wildcat was the one that took over for the Ring of Honors and stuff like that. Yeah, and that Juan, that's and they do have a much better setup as far as I'm concerned. It's just a whole lot better to me. But that's my take on it. We'll see how that plays out. All right. Yeah, 100. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of belt sales in Canada that are things are different in different countries. Same with Australia, I do believe. I don't know all the rules even with copyright and where they are in certain countries and what they've done, because it really just depends on what you pay for and what covers what. Because you can get copyrights to cover different countries. That's the idea, In music, I would just basically copyright this country, but if I was working with Warner Brothers and all that stuff, they copyright, 298 countries or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like something crazy. I mean, that's probably exaggerated, but you know what I'm saying? It's more than just the states. You know what I'm saying? So, but as an independent, typically go beyond, your federal copyright, which is just here in the states. So. And you do the ASCAP and all that other stuff, and it's kind of a long thing, but you can protect yourself in a ton of different ways. But like I said, it's a little bit more of an in-depth process when you're dealing with that. So I don't know how it is in other countries, all that stuff. And to be honest, I'm really not up on trademarks 100%. Like I said, I've dealt with copyright, with music and stuff like that on a local, federal kind of level here in the States as an independent. And then when I was working as a talent scout for Warner Brothers and we had the Indie Music Factory, that's kind of the lawyer's job. I didn't really get into that. I was just a recruit, a talent scout, and I just kind of brought cats together, So it's a different scenario, but like I said, in every country it's a little bit different. So a lot going on next week. Okay, here we go. Let me get this answered up here. One quick second. I didn't expect that call to come in a couple minutes early. So let's get this thing rolling here. All right, my man. Hey, what's happening? Tim, you there? I can hear you. All right, guys. Let's get this thing rolling. This is our boy Tim Harrell from Die Hard Wrestling, DIY Hard Wrestling. And guys, you heard me talk about it a little bit in the shows past, but here's the man. We're gonna get into it a little bit more, man. How are you doing today, my brother? Yes. Oh, I'm telling you, man. And that's, when you reminisce and you get into all that stuff, it can be a conversation, a wormhole, so to speak, that you just go on for forever. So it's one of those things for, especially for like me and you, we clicked right away conversation wise. So I could have been there all afternoon, my brother. Um, All right. Well, we're going to talk Die Hard Wrestling. All right. Now, you're the owner. This is your whole thing. Before we get into Die Hard and all that stuff, just let the people kind of know your background a little bit. I mean, you're kind of like me. I'm an MMA guy, but let everybody, the people know kind of your background a little bit. Right. All right. Oh, nice. Right. Right. No. All right. Uh, that's slick. That that's slick. Right. That's wow. Wow. Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Yeah, they know. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Right. Right. Mm. Mm. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Oh yeah. Know all about that. Stretched out. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's awesome. Right. 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 Mm. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 Yeah. Nice. All right. Uh, oh my goodness. No, this is nice. All right. Nice. All right. Nice. That's good stuff. Right. All right. Right. Nice. Nice. Right. Yeah, smart. Yep. Sure. Yeah, right. Mm. Right. Goes. Yep. Absolutely. Right. That's good shit. Oh shit, hold on, we lost you for a second there. Hold on a second. All right, there, go. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I lost you there for a hot second. Go ahead. Right, right. Right. Yeah. Done right, you gotta do it yourself. You hell damn right. Right. Okay. Oh, right, right. Dang. Nice. Right. That's cool. Nice. Right. Sure. Right. Very cool. Right. 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 Nice. Okay. You're in Florida, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Do it yourself. Yeah. Right. 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 No, and it's right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 I love the whole concept of this thing. I was when you were telling me about it, or months ago. Actually, it's been now almost since we started talking. But it's a great concept. I love it. And that really answers a lot of my first question, guys. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the BCU podcast. On the phone, we got Tim Harrell, owner of Die Hard Wrestling. We've been talking MMA, pro wrestling. If you guys are on the Facebook feed and got kicked off for a minute, we should be back going good. If you want to go over to the YouTube feed, you won't miss it. We're on Stitcher. We're on all of them, man. Spreaker, TuneIn. You can find us. So, and of course, we'll post this on social media in its entirety afterwards. So, guys, don't worry about it if you missed anything. But we're talking about Die Hard Wrestling. I love the whole concept. I love the fact that you can go to a show and you get wrestling, you get shoot fighting, you get the whole concept that's totally different with the combat veteran fighting. We jumped on board, and next week we'll talk more about that because we were able to design a belt for you that you were happy with, and we're going to provide one of those championships for one of your divisions there. And we'll talk more about that next week on the show, guys. So hang tight on that. Right now, we're going to take advantage of our time here with Tim. Now you've been putting these things on and getting things ready. Now it's all about getting the roster formed and getting things together and all that. But you're going to put shows and stuff like that. So are there future plans for shows? What are your plans and thoughts for putting these things on going forward? Are you going to be in that general Florida area? Are you going to start there, branch out? What's the territory look like, and what's the footprint that you're trying to get with these like live events? Right. 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 Well, it's well, no, but there's some truth to that, dude, right? Because when you have nothing else to lose, you will do things that where there's high risk, there's high reward at times. So, right, 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 right. Obviously, obviously. Yeah. Right. Gotcha. Yeah. Nice. Right. From Nashville. Right. Okay. Nice. I like it. I like that's just one event. Right. Uh, Now, now, when are you when are you looking to get these things started? I know it's kind of subject to change, but I mean, are you shooting to get things started? And like, is there like a time frame that you want to get things rolling, or are you just kind of playing it by ear and just trying to get all your ducks in a row first? Yeah, we are live. Oh, right. 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 Yep. Yeah, Tyson Roy Jones Jr. Yeah. Yes. Right. 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 Gotcha. Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. There you go. There you go. That's a good bet. I'm telling you. All right. I'm with you on that. All right, man. Now, before we let you go, I want, you're talking about recruiting and getting wrestlers out here and all this other stuff. I know you've got your eye on some guys. Is there any, teasers you want to put out there? Anything, any news you want to break in that department? Anything like that? Okay. Oh, right on. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. We- Nice. Really? Yeah, we're out. We're on the dad. There's no FCC, baby. Say what you got to say. I've heard that name. All right. Uh-oh. All right. Uh, All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Really? Oh shit. Okay. Shut the fuck. Really? Damn. Yes. Right. Right. Nice. Nice. All right. Okay. So, oh, did I? Are you there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
All right. Just making sure I still got you. Hold on a second here. We had a little issue, so I apologize for the microphone issues, guys. Hopefully, we're back and you got everything there. So we had a couple little audio blips, but we're here with Tim Hro and we're talking about that. So you got a little heat, and we'll see how that plays out, dude. It's been great having you here, man. And the energy has been over the top. So I got to have you back. I got to have you like co-host this thing, and we'll talk a little bit more. We'll get a little deeper into Die Hard. We'll debut. We'll show off the design for the belt, and we'll do all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's do that. But
Right.
before I let you go, man, tell everybody where they can find everything Die Hard Wrestling.
Pull your pen and paper out, type it up, write it up. It's DIY Die Hard Marketing. Everything's right back onto that page. That's the platform on Facebook. From there, you can see our Die Hard Marketing events if you're interested in that. You can see our Die Hard Wrestling events and schedules, and you can also see videos and other things. The instructional, the martial arts school that I teach is actually inside the facilities called Core Martial Arts. It's kind of like an MMA joint. There's several boxing classes, kickboxing classes, standing clinch work classes, and I'm actually the exclusive grappling instructor there. We train Monday through Friday. If you went on Facebook and you typed in Tampa Bay Hapkido, you would see that. If you went on YouTube and typed in Gorilla Hapkido, Gorilla, kind of like a guy that runs through the jungle fighting, you would see it. Or just follow me, Tim Harrell. I'd love to have more people. And if you're listening to this, you're a veteran or you know a veteran and you're not in the Tampa Bay area, ask me, contact me, tell me where you're at. I will look around myself. I will send some emails out and fillers and messages, and I will find a school that will actually, sponsor you or let veterans train for free in your area. So I don't want people to hear this and say, damn, Tim's doing a great thing in Tampa. I live in freaking Oregon. Right. Let me know. Send me a message, and I will find a school in your area. I will contact them. I will tell them that you're a combat veteran, and if they don't want to comp you a class, I'll have to, event number 4 will be in Oregon.
All right. Well, there you go. I love it. I love the fact that you kind of follow the philosophy that we love here, and it's all about giving back to what you're passionate about, man. And I could feel your passion in the conversation. I really appreciate your time. I look forward to getting you back, my brother. Thank you again, and I will definitely be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Let me say one thing before I get off, and it's actually, I'm going to give you some love for a minute. So people that don't know, when I first started this plan for the Die Hard, I needed a belt. And, there's a lot of other expenses. There's a lot of other things. So I was like, hey, I'm a marketing agent. Maybe if I find a belt company, that would sponsor me, I would help them with marketing and stuff. But I wanted to make sure it was an American-made company. A lot of the big companies make custom belts. Right. They're doing it somewhere else. Yep. So I looked and I found a few. There's not many American-made belts companies. You are. Right. I found a few. You're the first one I messaged. And when I messaged you, you remember, I was like, hey, I'm a U.S. veteran. Right. I'm doing a veteran event to raise awareness to PTSD. I'd love to see if I could get some help with a belt. And it was like no questions asked. Right. You were like, hey, you know what? I love what you're doing. I love America. I love veterans. Let's do it. What do you have? Let's make this happen. And it was like, that's the kind of people I want to work with. That's the kind of people that I think everyone should work with. Like you can sit there and you can want to know what all the alternative motives or how you can make money or whatever. But all my life, I've seen more success with people who say, hey, I'm going to do it. This is a good cause and I'm going to do it with you and stuff. So thank you. And you got my back always.
Yes, I do. I appreciate it, man. And like I said, man, your energy and your passion has been very infectious. I could feel it right away from our conversations, even through just messaging and everything. And then once we got a chance to talk and FaceTime, it really kind of sealed the deal for me. But I knew, what you had going on, and yeah, I mean, how could I turn something down like this? So we're fully on board with you, man, and looking forward to this whole process and hearing from you and getting you back here on the show for some more great stories and general debauchery. Are you down?
I'm down for it. You let me know when, and I'm there.
All right, my brother. We'll have a great one, and I will be talking to you soon.
All right, my friend. I'll see you guys later. Die Hard.
All right. My man, Tim Harrell from Die Hard Wrestling. So I apologize, guys. There's some audio stuff. We got kicked off of Facebook and the social media feed there, that's the Facebook feed, and it got a little goofy there. So I don't know what happened with the audio. I apologize for that. We've got it recorded here, so hopefully, as I'm hitting the cable here, so hopefully that we got everything, and you can catch that on the YouTube channel if you missed anything there, and so on and so forth. So I apologize for that. And like I said, Facebook did not like us. At some point, we got kicked off, and everything went wonky. So, or maybe it went wonky, and then we got kicked off, and it was even more wonky. I don't know, but I'm glad you guys hung out with us and stuck around. I appreciate the text and stuff like that. It's hard to get to them when we got all 1,000,001 things going on. I'm the only guy running the show. But it was good talk there with Tim, and we'll get him back and kind of go over that. But just some cliff notes, man. Jiu-jitsu guy, a former military, got a great thing going on. Putting this multi-faceted event. You've got grappling, you've got shoot wrestling, and then you've got like the pro wrestling style. He's putting it all together. He's getting pro wrestlers. He's getting MMA guys, and most importantly, he's finding stuff for veterans that are in those worlds to do, and putting some great promos and promotional things together, and just getting stuff set up for these guys so they can have this in their life, and how. Just a really great story, really cool stuff. So if you missed any portion of that, shoot over to the YouTube channel, and you should be able to catch it there. Hopefully it all came through. We didn't have too many snafus. Like I said, sometimes shit happens, and I'm going to be very angry if we miss that interview, because that was a great interview. All right, guys. So before we get up out of here, we're going to be back next week. Like I said, we're going to get into more of the same. Okay, we've got some interactions with Bingo. Of course, we gave them another chance. They impressed us the first time through. So we got a new belt day there with that next week. We've also going to break into some more of this stuff with Die Hard. We're going to show you the designs we got going on, maybe break some more news, and if we had any interview issues, maybe we'll bring Tim back and fill in some of those gaps. So but I'm going to have him back, because with all the events and all the things going on, and we're going to be a part of that stuff. I probably might even go out to Tampa for one of those events if I can't get to Nashville. So we'll see how all that stuff goes. But this will be something kind of developing as we go. So we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. Of course, there'll be plenty to get into with belts and the hobby and the debauchery and all that. But now we're going to get back into this thing as we're in overtime, and I'm going to move this along quickly. All right, so we got the cam up, and we got some belt action going on, guys. As you know, WWE Shop had some great sales going on, so we had to jump on it. And I talked about it a little bit earlier in the show before we had Tim on, about how there was and I'm sorry, guys, my Facebook feed was out, so if you guys were all over me about this thing, I really am upset that I missed that. So because these comments, see, now the comments are coming in, so you guys probably knew, and I can't see them, so I'll have to fix all that. So I'm glad you guys shot me a text, and like I said, damn, that makes me mad that I'm seeing this right here. So hopefully we can get Tim back, and again, if necessary. Sounds like his audio was not coming through the system properly. But it was in this ear, so I'm going to hope and pray that it's on the YouTube feed, or at least internally here. So anyway, and we can get that out to you guys. But like I said, we'll get Tim back if we have to. Great guy, super cool story, and I love the energy. Anyway, so they had, of course, you know what belt's going to be on sale, baby. The U.S. title, the old version. So for $150. We jumped in on the shop belts, and the shop belts have gotten significantly better. I'm not going to lie, but I'm also not going to lie about my whole take on this particular belt. So it's not. Don't buy it for $200. Don't buy it for $300. It is so not worth it. But it is a decent quality. It's 2 millimeter. The straps on these WWE belts are improved slightly from what I've seen in the past, but for the price, I jumped all over it. Not my favorite, but absolutely had to jump all over it. So we'll have some fun. I think we're going to modify that sucker. Of course, we'll re-leather it. Maybe we'll have some fun with it. I know my boy SoCal Mike out there, if you're listening, he's got some cool ideas of what this belt would look like with a slight modification. Maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe we'll do something different. Maybe this thing will end up in a future show. Who knows? For the price, I couldn't go wrong. I could make it a hardcore U.S. title and smash it with a fucking hammer, and it would be totally all right. Like I said, for $150, I think it was for the sucker, and the fact that I was at the door in like 2 days, 3 days, totally worth it. Totally worth it. So let me put the camera back in here real quick as I get in here, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to walk all the way around for the next one, because this one is the only one, you've heard me tell, this is like the only one in the whole WWE shop that I'm just kind of goo-goo over, if there is such a thing. So let me go over here to the other side. All right. So I got this mic. Hopefully this mic's hot and you can hear me. And I got my headphones on to see if, okay, I can kind of hear myself. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit. So, once again, just a 2mm, nothing special, super stiff, WWE standard belt, but don't like the WWE tool stamp on it. Looks dumb. Flat as a fucking pancake. Kind of typical in that respect. But for the money, can't beat it. I can't believe how tiny these plates are, though. I didn't realize that it was so tiny. So you'll understand what I mean by tiny when you see what we have here. And if you guys are in the BCU group, it was spoiler alert city over there. But yeah, I had to get my hands on this one. This is probably the nicest belt that they have in their collection of belts, in my opinion. Just really love the UK title. Everybody's got their own little thing, what they like better, whatever. I just love this, like, even down to the paint or whatever. I don't even think it's a paint. It's like some kind of an acrylic of some sort, or like epoxy maybe. It's like clear. I would never be able to take an enamel and recreate that look. Really love the way that looks. Gives it a nice reflective quality. Very cool belt. Heavy, beefy. It's huge in size. Like, I couldn't believe how big this sucker was. And then I was kind of surprised that, though it is beefy and kind of heavy, it's not nearly as heavy as I would expect for the size. So I got a little nosy, and I put it up on end, and I bent this sucker back, this strap back, and I reached my finger back in there, and this motherfucker's hollow. It's hollow. This belt is hollow. Ding, 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 not solid. It's got, so basically it bevels in and goes up. I can't tell when I re-leather it and peel the plates off the strap, because we will peel it off and do a UK flag style paint job on some real leather. And we'll do some custom snapbox shit too. But, and that'll be a future show, part of the podcast. But yeah, this is kind of not what I expect. Well, I guess I should have expected it, but it's like, yeah, that's why it wasn't so heavy. So yeah, it definitely goes in there. It's probably touches down to more of a 2 to 3 millimeter thickness, and essentially what makes it look like it's 8 millimeters thick is really just a lip. It's just an edge. So they do that with, I know, with the commemoratives, and they probably do it with the new logos and stuff too, I'd imagine. When you peel them out, they're the same, though I haven't re-leathered any of those quite yet. So, though that was a little bit surprising, sort of, kind of, not really, it doesn't matter. Belt shows great, looks great, feels great. One of them, if not the best belt in WWE shops arsenal. My opinion. Like I said, for the price point, you couldn't beat it. I got out the door, or to the door, shipped to the door, both these belts for less than $400, or right around there. So you're not beating that. So, in my opinion. So there we go. That's a 2 belt day action for you. So if you're gonna rock if you're gonna go with the WWE shop stuff, just take your time. Like, as far as that belt goes, of course, cats want the one with the NXT logo on it, and they made the new belt, so you're gonna, this one's gonna be on sale, and so I jumped all over it, and that's the kind of advantage, the smart shopping you need to do when it comes to the shop. So once again, very impressed with the improved quality of the shop belts. I'm not sure how you guys are vibing on that. Let me get, you know what, now that I got things kind of back to normal and I'm not using every resource to do the thing. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Yeah, the UK is a beauty. Paint a Canadian flag on it. Yeah, there you go. You know what, Mike, Canada Mike, you had I could put some Canadian stickers on that. We could do some old like Lance Storm WCW shit. I'd be down with that. Anyway, oh, so we missed the whole call. That sucks. All right. Well, I got in there, and I'll have to fix that, and I'll have to get with Tim, and we'll have to redo it if it's not already in the archive, and I can't just put it up. Hopefully, potentially, it made it to the YouTube, so I'll check that first, and then if I have to, I'll get Tim back in the mix. So there you go. So yeah, God damn it. I hate when that shit happens. Now, I do believe that, so I'm hoping it's just a Facebook thing and it wasn't something here, because it did trigger some bells and stuff to go off when Facebook in my feed, and everything's tied in, right? So we do a simulcast here and the software runs on all together. So I don't know if it was something that directly affected, Facebook and kicked back and fucked my software, or what happened there, but it may have moved my microphone away from the mixer and to the camera, which means that you could hear me but not anything else. So damn, if that happened, we'll get this thing recharged next Monday. So I apologize for that. And I more to Tim, because he told like the most killer fucking story of all fucking stories about his background and everything and what brought this whole thing together. So that really bums me the fuck out. So we will fix those problems and make sure that doesn't happen again. I've never seen that, to be honest with you, the glitch we had, and that's why I got sent into a tizzy there during the show, because it was just everything just started going woo-doo. Now my software told me my YouTube stayed, but I don't know if I can believe that or not. So my YouTubers, I guess I'll get in that comment page and check that out and see what they say there. But if we messed it up, we'll get Tim back and we'll get it right. I do apologize for that. Like I said, I've been doing this for so long. This shit happens way more often than I would like to admit. It's just, it's one of those things where technology is the greatest thing ever when it works and everything's good, but when the motherfucking shit backfires on you, it's a fucking shitstorm. So I apologize if we had a shitstorm today after a week off, but we're gonna get it right, and we're gonna do it again, and we ain't gonna stop, because that's what we do. As many times as you fall down, you got to get back up just one more time than that, and we will next week on Monday this time, okay, guys? So shoot one more day on a Monday, 7 before Raw. We'll hang out. We'll have fun. Thanks for hanging late. Sorry about the debacle. I love all you motherfuckers. Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.